Hi Leo, I'm Desi. This is my channel Starchaeology Tarot, and this is my friend Ray of Light, who will be here for a lot of this video. I will just be trying to stay not with my eyeballs directly in our friend Ray. Leo, how the heck are ya, first of all? Second of all, what is the intention you want to set for February? What questions do you have? What desires are bubbling up in your heart? This reading is going to reflect back to you whatever it is you are seeking, whatever it is you are searching for. There will be nuggets that resonate and there will be some nuggets that don't, and those are meant for other people, so that's cool. Second of all, I don't know what number we're on. I don't even think I listed any numbers before this. But second of all, I love you for being here. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please consider it. If you have, thank you so much. You are such an important and beloved part of this community to me, truly. My gratitude is... it's actually endless. It's like a black hole. And I'm actually overwhelmed thinking about it because black holes are also very mysterious and weird and we don't understand a lot about them. And that's what my gratitude is. So I can't think about it too long because I will explode my brain. Let's see what's happening in February for you. I am so excited. I'm gonna connect with Spirit and I'm gonna deliver a message to you from all that there is. Let's do this. Leo, holy smokes. I think February is, I'm seeing February for you as the unlocking of a secret door in your psyche that you didn't even know was there. And unlike Pandora's box, you open it and you feel overwhelmed at by the good that pours out. There's a release, there's a catharsis to it. You are putting to bed, putting to rest a version of yourself that you've needed to survive up until this point. You have needed this version of yourself to survive. I'm not quite even sure how else to say it. It's a very logical, practical, grounded version that has tempered your expectations appropriately. It's the experience of a world-weary person who is hardened by those experiences, but still invites the future towards her. And she has clarity about how she thinks the world works based on that world weariness that's brought her there, based on those experiences that have shaped her but not jaded her, which is really beautiful. Leo, your experiences haven't jaded you at all, at least in regarding whatever it is that came to mind for you when I first started speaking, you know, at least not in that aspect, this aspect of your life that's coming to mind, or your life in general. You're not, you've gained a kind of practicality and logic and groundedness in the world. Your thought is very grounded in the practicality and logic of how things work. But it hasn't hardened you to the point that it's closed your heart at all. Maybe it's closed your heart a little bit, but I guess I'll say this, it hasn't hardened you to the point that you are holding up a hand to say no more. Please let me avoid all hard things moving forward. Like, you know, your hand is open. You're inviting more towards you. You're inviting more life to you. And you seek out that life, Leo. Like, no matter how much you learn, no matter what you go through, you are a seeker of more experience. You hunt that experience down. You crave that. You go out for it. But a lot of that thought has come from these external experiences. A lot of these beliefs have come to you through external experience that has shaped you in some way. It's the world that has shaped you. And this is the world-weary queen in you, who's really like used these experiences to shape her mentality, to shape her beliefs, and to keep persevering accordingly, to keep surviving, but still going after life, not just surviving defensively, you know, surviving proactively, surviving while still attacking life with a real gusto for it. And while this is so positive, Leo, like, I don't want to stress this, I don't want to gloss over the fact that this is very positive. This is a strength of yours. Your groundedness in thought, the way that your expectations, you've grounded appropriately, that you're not, you're very in touch with the real world. This part of you, you might find is going to sleep for a little bit, or you are putting it actively to bed for a little bit. You're taking a respite from this version of yourself. You're taking a respite from this throne, from this position. Because the kind of knowing that you are after right now, the kind of exploration that you're looking for, the life that you are destined to attack, to go after, to hunt, as I was saying before, is in the opposite direction. It's, instead of looking outward, instead of looking at your next thing coming to you and saying, yes, please, come my way, I'm ready to take you on. This is about saying, okay, actually we are going to pause here, because I'm going to go inward with that same gusto. I'm going to go inward with that same hunger to know. The High Priestess, it's very interesting because both of these cards are kind of passive cards. They are passive withdrawal, resting energies. This one's literally taking a mental break from something, and as we see Queen of Swords, like, this is a very mental card. This is about the philosophies, beliefs, thoughts that have shaped your existence up until this point, and you're literally putting those thoughts and beliefs to rest. You're saying, maybe these will still serve me, but I'm actually going to I'm going to put them on the back burner for now. I want to see who I am without these thoughts. I want to see what exists within me beyond just these belief systems that seem to maybe rule me. And again, maybe they have ruled you very well up until this point. Maybe they have really done their duty as the ruler of your life. You've looked to this practicality, you've looked to these belief systems that have shaped you, and you're like, yeah, I'm happy having lived under their rule up until now. But what you're seeking now is something much deeper. You want to know what else is there, what else is within you, on the wild side of you. You want to explore the wilderness within yourself. You don't just want to be living in that place of charted territory, mentally, intellectually, in your imagination. There's mystery. What I'm hearing, Leo, for you is that there's mystery and wildness within you that you have avoided, and you might not even be aware of that because this is in your subconscious, right? This is the High Priestess deals with subconscious territory. But there is a depth to you that is ready to be discovered. It is ready to be uncovered. It is ready to be waded into. And it's going to be, it might be messy. It might be chaotic. It might not be as crisp and clear cut as it's been under this Queen of Swords rulership in your life. Rulership, I don't know if that's a word, but it's going to go beyond the mental structures that have kept things very neat for you in your life. This is going into an inner wildness. This is going into messy, feminine, chaotic territory. It's looking in yourself and saying, this mystery in me, it's mysterious and it might be irrational, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't deserve deep examination and reflection. It doesn't mean that there's nothing that mystery has to teach me. The High Priestess is just such an ultimate, like, feminine mystery card. And it really makes me think about, I was going to say in olden times, but truly we live in a patriarchy still, and there are people who still believe this, which is that the feminine mind is irrational, right? It's hysterical, it's emotional and crazy. So we best limit it because it'll only do harm. It'll only do bad. So many of us limit that part of ourselves, limit the wildness within us, limit the mystery within us, or avoid the mystery rather within us, because we have been conditioned to believe that it's the rational, the logical, which is rational, is safe. It's safer. The High Priestess also has to do with uniting that inner mystery with outer awareness. And I think right now, Leo, there's a disconnect that's happening with you where that holding like space for the duality of your inner untapped mystery, your inner untapped water, whether it's emotional or creative or, whatever kind of feminine force you want to be talking about here. It only lives very deep within you. It hasn't been united with outer awareness and outer action. And the only way that it ever can be realized truly, is by bringing it into conscious light and uniting it with action, uniting it with real awareness. It's like there are seeds planted in you, Leo, that are buried so deep in the earth that they may be growing, but they haven't even, I'm seeing like they haven't even like sprouted through the ground yet. So you don't really know that they're there. And you can't shine light on them. You can't shine your sunlight on them. You can't tend to them because they're growing so deep underground. But it doesn't matter how deep they still are there. And they will always be there. So it's up to you whether you choose to take the risk, to take that, that uncertain and maybe scary risk of exploring them, of looking more closely at them, of inviting that wildness to come forth, inviting that emotion to come forth, inviting whatever is buried to come forth, and take a closer look at it, get to know it, see what it has to teach you. Because there's a disconnect right now within you that you're not connecting to some deep part of yourself. This kind of passivity and rest, just setting down of what we think we know, that is what allows the unconscious to emerge. That is what allows it to emerge organically. It's not just us doing the work of, wow, I gotta really dive deep in myself and it's a full-time job. It's like, no. All you gotta do is set everything down. All you need to do is stop. You just need to pause and see what comes up. And I think with you, Leo, there may be a kind of repression that's happened up until this point where you just don't let those things come up. And it's a feminine energy that you're not letting come up. So again, I don't know what that is with you. If it's your wildness, however you want to interpret that, whatever it is that makes you wild creativity, wild emotion, wild imagination, all of this comes from the feminine realm. Wild love. Like fearless loving, I'm hearing for some of you. Really fearless loving. Wild vulnerability. This is the part of you that stays deep within sometimes, and that doesn't really make contact with your outer expression. This period of passive withdrawal in February gives you the opportunity to enrich your life by allowing this wild feminine to awaken, by allowing this wild feminine to come forth and not stopping it, saying, I'm putting this practicality, I'm putting this, the Queen of Swords is a feminine swords card, and yet because it's swords, it still is masculine. It still has a very practical, structured, masculine approach. It makes me think that some of you Leos, like, you might think that, oh, I'm in touch with the feminine. I'm fully aware of the feminine, but it's feminine that is still limited. It's a queen, but she's still limited by the swords. It's Queen of Swords. It's not a Queen of Cups here. So it's like what you have considered to be open and vulnerable and feminine is not as open and vulnerable as feminine as you can be, as this version of you is maybe longing to be. This version of you is a version of you that is buried. Who is this version of you, Leo? Do you want to meet this version of you? Do you want to see what this version of you has to teach you, has to tell you, what light they have to shine on your life, on your past, on your future? We are always incomplete if we ignore any part of us. And yes, we all tend to be either like a little bit more masculine or a little bit more feminine on the spectrum of, and I'm not talking about gender, I'm talking about energy. But depending on where we fall on that spectrum, it means there's always parts of us that are not fully expressing themselves outwardly. You have a strong intuition, Leo. You have a strong emotional inner world. And that feeling is not translating to action. It's not translating to your outward expression, to your manifestation. It's not translating to you opening up to people. It's not translating to you living life with your walls down. So this is an opportunity to use this rest to grow beyond your walls, to grow beyond the walls that these swords, these experiences have built for you. Your world is expanding, Leo, and you are expanding. I mean, I know this reading is like meta in the sense that this is like mysterious and introspective and emotional, but these cards are both so passive and so introspective, so feminine focused. Like, the work that is happening for you in February is all work inside yourself. And if you do that, if you really throw yourself into that work, then where you end up is seeing the rewards of that in your external life. You see the rewards of that in your outer world. So there's no shortcuts to that. Big stuff happening, guys. If you stayed with me this whole time, you're cool. I love you. Please comment if you want to. Tell me what this was about for you. What's coming up? What's coming up for you as if you feel a wall coming down. I would love to connect with you. I'd be honored, actually, to connect with you. I'd be honored to have you share whatever vulnerability you have to share with me. Was that a complete sentence? I'm not sure, but you get it. And on that note, I am rooting for you in February. Thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe. And I love you, and goodbye. I'll see you next time.